Hello everyone, today I want to show you all how to cook one of the most traditional delicacies from Owerri people in the eastern part of Nigeria. It is called Ugba soup or Okpaka soup. Some people also call it Ofe Araha or African oil bean soup. So relax and enjoy this video. So first thing first, you need to start by soaking your mangala or dry fish and your stockfish or okporoko with very hot or boiled water. So while that is soaking, you keep it aside. Then you go ahead to cook your snails or eju. Okay, you can use the bigger snails or you can use these smaller snails. Okay, so I make sure that I wash the snails with alum to remove all the slimes on it. Then the next thing, you add in some water, then go in with some freshly blended pepper or blended fresh pepper. Then you go in with some salt to taste, and then add in some chopped onions and some blended crayfish or ground crayfish. In this recipe, there is nothing like addition of artificial or any seasoning cube. Okay, this is the traditional way of cooking it, so there is nothing like seasoning cube in this recipe. I will tell you what is used as seasoning cube or in the as substitute for seasoning cube in this recipe. You know, during those days there's nothing like seasoning cube and all that, so we cook our food the way it will give us what we want. So once the snail is cooking, you go ahead and make sure you prep the mangala and the stockfish, wash them thoroughly, rinse them thoroughly as well, and keep aside. Yes, like this was one of the soup that I grew up with. Then, like, my mom will always cook this soup, and the way I normally eat this soup those days, oh my god. So once your snails are cooked, you will go in with your ogiri. You have to dissolve some ogiri with water. This ogiri now is going to serve as the seasoning cube, guys. This has been our traditional seasoning, ogiri or castor seed, fermented castor seed. Yes, so you just have to add it, then you add in all the stockfish and the smoked fish or dry fish that you have soaked and washed thoroughly. So after adding that, you're going to make sure you stir everything to combine so well. Then you go in with enough crayfish. Like I said, there is no need of adding any seasoning cube or any seasoning to this, so you need enough crayfish and the ogiri or castor fermented castor seed to give it enough taste, like that perfect taste that you want. Then you go in with some blended fresh pepper, like add a little more blended fresh pepper to spice up the food so it will taste better as well. Then you go in with some salt again to taste. So once you have added your salt, then you add in your palm oil or the red palm oil. Okay, make sure they use authentic traditional red palm oil that is finely processed from scratch, not anyhow palm oil, to give it that traditional taste. So once you have added the palm oil, you cover it and allow it to cook for some time. So after it has cooked for some time, you will go in with some minced okra, okay, or okra. So you go in with some minced okra, and then I'm going to stir this so that the okra is going to combine with the sauce or the soup you are cooking. You don't need too much okra for this recipe because you're not cooking directly okra soup. You are trying to cook okra with Ugba, but Ugba is the major ingredient for this recipe, though you don't need to add the Ugba too much. Okay, so after adding the okra and stirring everything thoroughly, you're going to go in with your Ugba or the African bean seed. So African oil bean seed, sorry. So this African oil bean seed, you have to, when you pick it, you need to soak it. After soaking it with hot water, then you wash it and then dice it. After dicing it, you need to soak it again till the next day. Then you wash it again before you can use it in this soup. Okay, so After adding the African oil bean seed or Ugba or Ubaka, you're going to stir and cover to cook for some time. Okay, so after your soup has cooked for some time and the Ugba is cooked, you will go in with your vegetable. You can use any vegetable of your choice, but those days my mom will always like to use garden egg leaves. Okay, but in this recipe I use spinach. You can also use pumpkin leaves or any good vegetable of your choice that will give you the taste that you want. So once you have added your vegetable, you don't also need to add the vegetable too much. So once you have added your vegetable, you have to stir this. If you think that your soup is too thick, you can add little water and then stir and cover this, let it cook few seconds, just few seconds. Your soup is ready. So you can go ahead, lick this soup as you want, or you can enjoy it with any swallow of your choice. This is a perfect traditional meal that you can never say no to.